So to begin, this is the con button class. This is the prototype of the button. This is all the con button class. That's going to show what this is going to be what it looks like when we draw it. This is going to determine if the mouse is within the parameters of the button when we click on it, and this is going to determine that if this is true and we're inside the mouse, then on click it will do the function that we determine. I set my current scene to 0, and then we make new instances of each object type with the X, the Y, the label, and on click it's going to add 1 to the scene. Back button to a new object type, same with X, Y, label. And so each time it's going to go back to current scene 1. Home button is going to go back scene each time it's clicked, same thing, X, Y, label. And the fact button is going to be XY label, and then it's going to add +7 to the scene because the fact scene is scene 8. For the elements for drawing the mini periodic table, I use the exact same thing as the con button class. We have our prototype, same thing. If the mouse is inside, it's clicked, it completes the function that we will determine. So we have our var helium XY, it's going to add 1 to the scene. Because our helium scene, this is scene 2, and then neon +2 because it's scene 3, continuing on for all the elements. We have our mouse click function, which means that on our at current scene being 0 here, we have our start button and it works. If the current scene is 1, where we are here, all these buttons work. Otherwise, when we're in one of here, the back button will work. We have our start scene, which draws all of this. And then we have each scene is going to be given a current scene number, and then it's going to draw all these, which are all the same except for the number of the current scene and then the information for the text. And then we also, on each of these scenes, have this drawn across, which is the for loop, meaning starting at 0, it's going to loop 11 times, spaced out at I times 35, so that gives it a nice space in between so the stars aren't right on top of each other. And then we have our facts scene, which creates each of these facts as a string inside of an array of facts, so that when starting at fact equals 0 right here, as long as it's less than the number of facts, it's going to add each time and draw it out in this way, starting from here, calling on this one, adding them, and then spacing them out. This is our draw function, which draws our table scene, which is drawing it here, so it's calling it over so that it's going to work each time we click on it. So the buttons are constantly working, and it's drawing each of these, the helium.draw, all of these, it's drawing them on the screen. We also have this going across the screen at the bottom. And then finally, we have if the current scene is 0, as it is here, then it's drawing this screen. Otherwise, current scene is 1, here it is. Current scene 2, draw the helium, and that's why we have to add various numbers to each of them, not just current scene plus plus, current scene plus equals 1, because each scene is a different number, so we need to keep adding more.